lead such an interesting life. You run that farm of yours pretty much by yourself. You write a food blog that isn't too egotistical or boring. You teach the local kids to read and write. Oh, yes, I do. And I love it. But honestly, it just wasn't enough for me. I was in a life rut that was only getting deeper. R-U-T. Put on boots and a loading coat the morning after a snowstorm and trudge to the hen house to collect 4 eggs. Start adding nutritional facts to the recipes on the blog, and people you never even met accuse you of being a nutrition Nazi. Teach English, or at least try to make the kids love reading. I know this is going to come as a bit of a shock, but most teenagers think that great expectations, to use a phrase, blows. But that any book with a vampire in it is brilliant, especially if the vampire is darkly handsome and promises eternal love with every bite. Great Expectations does kind of blow, by the way. So anyway, I promise you, I'm not going through the dreaded midlife crisis. I'm not even at my midlife. And hey, the first one of you who makes a crack about my being way past midlife gets tossed out of the will. I'm serious, kiddies. I do need some excitement, though. I think the wildest thing I've done in the last 3 years is to ask your kids to call me by my first name. I disliked being called Grandma. Made me itchy all over. Back to the subject. I've lost 12 pounds. After all, I want to be able to fit into my wedding gown. Anyone who's fainted should please get up off the floor and don't start telephoning one another until this video is over. Yes, you heard right. I said wedding gown, as in wedding, as in bride, as in wedding in our barn. You're looking at the bride right now, and she's actually smiling. She's happy, very much so. You know I don't complain, but there was a long, dark time after your father died, and I'm finally out of that black hole. You're probably wondering who the lucky groom is. Well, as you used to say when you were just little brats, that's for me to know and you to find out. Everybody is coming home to Stockbridge for Christmas. Claire, Emily, Seth, and Lizzie. You and your children, your spouses, your lovers, dogs, cats, whoever and whatever. We haven't been together as a family since your dad died. So it's Christmas in Stockbridge. Then you'll find out who the lucky man is. Till then, I love you. And I'm so happy, I almost can't believe it. See you at Christmas, when all will be revealed. Book 1. Christmas Dreaming.
Chapter 1. Claire and Hank. Claire Donahue, Gaby's eldest daughter, had just finished her mother's video and, well, wow. Go Gaby. For the moment, though, Claire was paying her household bills, and bill paying was kind of like playing I love you not with hand grenades. Sooner or later, Claire knew, one of them was going to blow up in her face, in everybody's face. I love you, South Carolina Electric and Gas, she said, placing that bill in the stack she intended to pay. I love you not, Emergency Root Canal. It was as good a system as any for deciding how to parcel out their slim income to pay the usual fat stack of bills. It was only during the luckiest of months that Hank's money from construction work and Claire's income from tutoring covered most of the bills. This was not one of those months. Claire sat at a small, wobbly oak table in the chilly sunroom. She wore 2 Shetland sweaters in 2 different shades of dark blue, white painter's pants, and fingerless woolen gloves. She called her style cheap cute. And in fact, Claire was cute. Even after 3 kids, she was still holding her own. Pug nose rather than spreading pig nose, smattering of freckles, short reddish-brown hair, girlish figure. The truth was, though, she felt anything but cute. She felt tired and run down. She felt like total crap, and nobody knew it, and nobody much cared. James Taylor's Fire and Rain was playing softly.